welcome back to Journey into Stories. Today we're going to do a little bit of library book sales. We have a couple of our favorites for today and might do some antique shopping. We like to look at some antique stores around town, and sometimes we can find some books or just reminisce about growing up and finding toys from our childhood or toys actually from my kids' childhood. It's kind of funny what you can find. And it's just fun. We enjoy doing it. So, hope you enjoyed this video and we shall see what we see. Hi guys. The first library book sale is one of my favorites that they do. And usually I can find things on day 2 of the sale. Today, not so much. Didn't find anything, but did film when we first got in. There wasn't anybody in the library yet, so we were able to film. We didn't see anything, but we're going to go into our first antique store while we wait on the second library book sale to open up. We have about an hour, and so we thought we'd stop by and see what we can find at the antique store. Hope you enjoy, and I'll get back with you in just a little bit. First thing I see is Mickey. Okay. I love antique malls. I also like to look at the Hallmark ornaments. I've been collecting those since I was a kid. I used to get several for Christmas all the time. There's nothing there. Did I break anything? No. Anybody a kid from the 80s? $90. That was my favorite childhood toy, Cabbage Patch Kids. This is the epitome. This was my childhood. Smurfs. Look, I used to collect these. Oh my god, I love them. I think sometimes the older you get, at least for me, you really reminisce a lot more. I and then it's always a lot of fun to find special things that the kids liked growing up. But it's easier, obviously, to find stuff from my childhood, my husband's, than the kids. The kids aren't that old. But not gonna lie, Raggedy Ann and Andy have always scared me, but I know it's a thing. Okay, so had fun at the antique mall. Didn't find anything, but it sure is fun to look around. And we're gonna get ready to go into our second library sale, and this one we don't go to as much. I think it offers a sale every Saturday, and it's quite a ways away, but we'll see what we see. Hopefully, I'm hoping that we'll find some things, and we'll record what we can. So let's go in here. There's already quite the line, and I think they open at, well, 11:26. They open, I think, at 11:30, and there's already a line waiting. So I'm gonna go get in line, and we'll see what we see. Wow, that was an amazing library book sale. I don't know how many books I got, but the total was $18.50. I think 4 at $3, 3 at $3, maybe 10 books, maybe, but there's a wonderful book I chose. So stay tuned to the end of the video and we'll do a haul. I think we're going to look for some more antique stores and maybe another book place or something. I wasn't able to talk in there. One baby was crying, and it really was shoulder to shoulder in places. So, but what a book haul. Oh, I'm so excited to share these books with you guys. So I'll get back with you in a little bit. Okay, now time for the haul. We went to 2 library book sales. The first one did not find anything, and it's usually my favorite. And I do really like going to that library because it also has a little bookstore. They usually have really, really good books that I can find in there. And I think I picked one up that I thought I may have had, and I checked my Book Buddy app that I use, and sure enough, I had the book at home. So didn't get anything at the first library book sale, and then we went to another one, and this library book sale is every Saturday, and we don't get to go to it very much because it's quite a distance from where we live. But wow, it took us a while to get in. They were only letting 20 people in at a time because the room that it's set up in is small. They're going to expand sometime next year. So it took a while to get in, but once we were able to go into the library, it was incredible. Didn't film as much as I wanted to film because people were going back and forth, you know, in front of you and everything. But the first aisle I went down, I probably was in that aisle about 10, 15 minutes, no exaggeration. And they had like a lot of newer release books that have just come out that I already owned or just didn't buy, but it was a phenomenal book sale. That place, and I've only been there like a couple times before, and I've never had the luck that I had today. So, going to show you my book haul. The first book I got is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. And it's a smaller book. I usually try and get bigger paperbacks or hardcovers, but it's the most wonderful time of the year, but not for Maylin Jones. She's living with her parents, hates her going nowhere job, and has just found out that this is the last Christmas she and her family will spend at the picturesque snowy Utah cabin they visit every year. As if that's not bad enough, she just made a romantic error of epic proportions. But when she's driving away, after saying what she thinks is the final goodbye to her favorite place in the world, May sends out a plea to the universe. Please show me what will make me happy. The next thing she knows, oh, I remember what this is. Okay. The next thing she knows, tires screech, everything goes black, and she begins the same holiday all over again and again and again until she can finally figure out how to get her true love under the mistletoe. I do remember hearing about this book. Haven't read it yet, and I am a big fan of Christina Lauren, so this is the first book that I picked up, and I think I filmed the prices. This may have been 50 cents paperback, but they give you a list of prices, and I think the most expensive book here is maybe hardback for $3 is what I remember, if that's right. Okay, the next book I picked up, and I think all of these books that I got are authors that I enjoy reading from. So the next book is Sally Hepworth, The Younger Wife. She Changes Everything. And this is just what it says, an appealing domestic suspense novel from bestseller Hepworth with a fast-moving plot. The husband, a heart surgeon at the top of his field, Stephen Aston, is getting married again. But first, he must divorce his current wife, even though she can no longer speak for herself. Ooh. The daughters, Tully and Rachel Aston, look upon their father's fiancée, Heather, as nothing but an interloper. Heather is younger than both of them. Clearly, she's after their father's money. The former wife, with their mother in a precarious position, Tully and Rachel are determined to get to the truth about their family secrets, the new wife closing in, and who their father really is. The younger wife, Heather has secrets of her own. Will getting to the truth unleash the most dangerous impulses in all of them. Wow. This sounds really, really good. And I don't normally try and read the back blurbs, but probably by the time I pick this up, I'll forget and I won't reread the back of it. But yeah, I was excited to also find this. Sally Hepworth, The Younger Wife, and I've read several books by this author. I've heard of this, Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas, and that's what this one is. A seductive Gothic-infused debut of literary suspense set within a secluded elite university and following a dangerously curious, rebellious undergraduate who uncovers a shocking secret about an exclusive circle of students and the dark truth behind her school's promise of prestige. Well, that sounds really good. So hopefully we'll be getting to this sooner than later. Catherine House. And I've heard about that too. Now, I'm slowly but surely adding all of Stephen King's books to our home library. This one, Stephen King, The Outsider. And I know nothing about this. An unspeakable crime, an abundance of evidence, a confounding investigation. But my husband was with me and he said, this is a good book. So, and of course I had to pick it up. It's Stephen King. I mean, come on. He is my favorite of all time. So really excited. And I always like to look at the page count of his books. Let's see. It's not very big. 560 pages. So that's not too bad. That's doable. But yeah, Stephen King, The Outsider. So I felt really good about picking that one. And again, all of these books, except one that I'm saving for the end, all of these books were in that first aisle that I went down. And yeah, so that was fun. Okay, the next book, The Dilemma by B.A. Paris. And I don't think I've read anything by this author, but I do own some books. And this is Knowing the Truth Will Destroy Her, Keeping It a Secret Will Destroy Him. And it says something about, this is also the author of Behind Closed Doors, and I do own that also. And I haven't read it. So I made a mistake. I haven't read anything by this author yet, but I've heard nothing but good things, and I wanted to pick up The Dilemma. And so got that one. Now this book is something that I wanted to get. I don't know, maybe it's been out a couple of years, maybe not very long. It's by Dolly Parton and James Patterson, Run, Rose, Run. And, oh, it does say a thriller from America's most beloved superstar and its greatest storyteller. Okay, I have always loved Dolly Parton, and I've also, again, I don't think I've ever read anything by James Patterson, so had to pick this book up. And they're in good condition, really, really good condition. And I love a deal. I love when you could get a deal for what you're interested in. Okay. Now this one is funny. I try and read everything by this author. Love her writing. Love everything that she puts in a good story. And I thought it sounded familiar. I checked my BookBuddy Plus app, and it wasn't listed that I own the book. And I thought, well, this sounds so familiar to me. And then I'm also going to film a weekly check-in because there was a week missed. And then last week I filmed one and the microphone didn't pick it up for some reason. It didn't. There was no audio that happened, and I never refilmed it. So I'm way behind on the weekly check-ins. But I'm like, this book sounds so familiar to me. And sure enough, I listened to this book I think 2 weeks ago, and the what I hear, I'm just gonna fess up here. What I hear a lot of the time is people may say they only can read a thriller once, and then the story's been told, and they know what's going to happen. The beauty of me is I can read a book, and then sometimes I tend to forget really quick. So even some of these thrillers, as long as I know that I enjoyed them, had a good time with them, good memories of reading the book or listening to the book, the audiobook, I'll keep them on my shelves, because certain books, it's a surprise to me, like who did what happened, what went on, and I get joy out of rereading them over and over. Again, this sounded familiar, and I was looking to try and pull the books from the shelf that I read the past couple of weeks, and I saw that this was on my Goodreads, and I'm like, well, that's why it sounded so familiar to me. So I'm not going to tell you what I rated it yet, but it's She's Not Sorry by Mary Kubica. And I'm fine with picking it up because I did enjoy this book, but you'll have to wait or watch the weekly check-in. But again, I've already read it, and could I tell you exactly what this was? No. Sometimes I have to remind myself of what a book is, and sometimes I'm trying to get my reading up and get so many books read in a certain amount of time, and sometimes they go together. And it's not that I'm not enjoying my time with each and every book, but when I'm trying to get enough books read, sometimes I tend to forget things. I think that's part of it too. So I did read this book. It was audio. I listened to it through Libby, and now I own it, and I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly happy with that. That's a long way of saying I don't remember a lot that I read, and sometimes the weekly check-ins are the hardest for me. And there's certain things that a person may remember being terrified of. I was terrified of this movie, and my husband mentioned something. He goes, yeah, I saw that, and I thought you would want that, and then he got distracted because the good filming he's doing, kudos to my husband, but I'm filming what I can, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh my God, and I grabbed it because this is actually written by her daughter. I'm telling you, this movie terrified me as a kid, but it was one of my favorites. I would watch it and rewatch it and rewatch it. And this is a true story, and we'll just put it right here. We got Mommy Dearest, and it's about Joan Crawford. And there's the picture of the daughter, I guess, when she wrote this. But so when I found this, I'm like, oh, heck yeah, I'm picking it up. It's okay. Rip. I'll put a little tape on it. But yeah, so this was I'll just say this was the best book that I could have found. So Mommy Dearest, Christina Crawford. So that's quite a good haul for this week. And 2 library book sales. 1 was a bust. 1 wasn't. I'm very, very happy with the books that I got. And I hope you're doing wonderful. I hope you're reading something fantastic. Take care of you. Take care of each other. And until the next video, I'm going to film it next. But until the next video, have a great day. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Have a great day.